Welcome back, everyone. Welcome
Hi,
back, Alinочка. We have a
thank you.
beautiful guest today again, and I hope that you will join our discussion. I really hope that you join our discussion and contribute. Today we are going to talk about certain red flags and turn offs, certain things that make Slavic women really turn off and be uninterested, how to avoid it, how to be aware of it, and how you can do better. So, let's see, Alinочка,
Mhm.
um,
We
would
have
you
a
like?
hot topic today.
Yeah, we have a hot topic today. Okay, I'm gonna start with the first one. I really don't enjoy a man who has too much time on his hands, meaning that a man who is not driven by purpose, but he is driven to bother you and distract you quite consistently. So basically, he is aimlessly reaching out to you all day long, and he thinks that he's giving you attention, but he does nothing but distract you and don't let you focus on the things that you are doing. And I find this very selfish and weird. And some men would say, don't women want attention? Don't women want to have men reaching out to them and be attentive? But there is a fine line when you reaching out with a purpose, you have something to say, point to make, and you leave the lady alone. You don't overstay your welcome. You understand the subtle art of communication.
I couldn't agree more with that. I I think that also tells us a lot about the man because I mean a successful man that has things going on, and I'm not just talking about money, but
Mm,
uh, to me, a successful person is a person that has things going on, and it has a schedule quite filled.
mhm,
So he shouldn't have all the time in the world to talk to anybody, even to
mhm,
his lady. And one thing is giving attention to a lady, and a very different one is having too much time and speaking on the phone for hours. I don't think it's even polite sometimes because maybe the lady has actually things to do, and
mhm.
it's essentially the image that they give is that they don't have enough things going on. So yeah, I completely agree with that, and this also brings me to think about something within the lines, which is when a man asks you questions he shouldn't be asking, like complicating simple things. That is not masculine at all. I think
Mhm.
men should be solution
Complicated.
oriented and action taker and efficient.
Mhm,
So let's say, for example, the man is organizing a trip. He cannot be asking so many questions and make something so simple very complicated, like
mhm. You should.
analyzing 200,000 hotels and asking so many questions to the lady and overcomplicating things instead of simplifying them. I think, and again, I think the key, the thing that is more on the bottom line with all of these things that have in common is that all of these things tells a lot about the character of a man. So if a man is makes something simple complicated, how is he going to be successful in life at the end?
Mhm.
If how you get ahead in life is by simplifying complex things, not the other way around. So
Yeah.
that's another one for me. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think for all
good.
Slavic ladies and all my friends agree.
Yes, so basically, if you having some plans and you're organizing something, uh, it's time to shine for you. Show how you can get things done, rather than asking, what is the point of you organizing it if you ask your poor lady to take decisions? most women have decision fatigue. Most women, one of the reasons why we do need each other in this hectic world, one of the main reasons is that women are less stress resilient, and decision they are tired of making decisions. And when you taking over, make her feel like you are taking her over. You are actually taking over rather than wishing that she would have done it herself. That's the
Absolutely.
worst. That is the absolute worst. Hi,
Yes.
Jason. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining. So yeah, we are making these videos to just share with you some things. I feel like in this digital world, we are losing the art of communication, art of connection, art of seduction, and good communication is also part of all of these things.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and if I can add something to this, one of the things that I would like to add is to say, it's not necessary to ask a lady you barely know for her photos. You just meet a lady and you asking her for her photos. In our culture, we send photos to men that are our men that are confirmed. We don't send our photos to strangers. Number one. And number two, you can keep your selfies to yourself as well, if you know
It's
what I mean.
interesting because I feel when a man sends his selfies, immediately after they ask for selfies back. So they are
Hmm.
sending it just to prepare the field. They think that just because they send it, they are entitled to get a picture back or something like that. I think it's
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
bad psychological trick, but yeah, that is very, very classless. And again, it implies that this man is not very intelligent or
Yes.
classy, to say the least.
Hmm. Yes. I don't know when this fashion had started. I remember I'm not on Facebook much nowadays, but I remember when this fashion would start and people would just pose as selfies, and they would be like expressionless, like like the weirdest facial expression, and people are supposed to say something about this. It's also look like a search for validation, and for women it's a little bit different. We were made to be admired, but for men is basically slow down, go do some work, send some flowers or candies or diamonds. Don't just sit there sending your selfies because only your mom really wants to see them.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but yeah, dark face. Yes, my favorite. Ladies are guilty of this too. Like, you know, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to have some. It's okay to have a touch of intellect and touch of interest on the things that you do. And if you post something, make sure that it has some character. It's not just like you don't even know what your message of the day is.
Mhm.
No dark lips. Thanks, dear. Yeah, but I mean, men usually don't post that. But yes, I think that we need to go back to the things that make sense.
Absolutely.
Desperately, desperately. No dark lips. Yes. Let's talk about. Let's touch a little bit on the style of conversation. Like, let's say you're already talking. You're already talking to your lady, and we had this conversation before. We both feel pain when we talk to a man and he's energyless, like he doesn't have energy and power
Mhm.
in his voice.
That was the next point I was going to bring. Uh, there's nothing more cringe, I believe, for any Slavic woman than hearing a man complaining and nagging about stupid things, being extremely pessimistic, or just nagging. That is not a masculine thing. A man is supposed to be tough and not even care about
Mm-hmm.
stupid
Mm-hmm.
things, or just complaining about the weather and the traffic. We can all complain, it's fine one time or two, but if he's constantly seeing the negative out of things and complaining and just having a very negative outlook in life, I think there's nothing less attractive than that personally,
Mhm.
because it shows weakness, lack of
100%.
toughness or stoicism. I don't know how to call it, but it's the opposite of being masculine.
Mhm.
Probably
Yes,
this
it's
man hasn't gone
amazing.
through anything tough in his life that he's, or maybe he's just extremely negative. I don't know,
Keep
but
preparing.
yes.
Yes. I think that's one of the main things to understand,
Mhm.
that maybe you do need to take some rest. Maybe you had a long day. Recharge yourself a little bit, make the conversation fun so she craves it again, rather than like, oh, today I went to the bathroom, then I called, then I did my laundry. It's so big traffic, it's cold, it's hot. Like when you just like, you were just mumbling, and you have to kind of, as a man, men are supposed to be more strategic, and you can think about the things that you can bring up. Maybe you had some interesting thoughts or realizations, or you have some visions, or you're just happy, you just want to flirt sometimes and have fun and make you laugh. But don't come on phone calls low energy. Just excuse yourself and go get some rest, go work out, do something, go swim in a cold river. No, seriously, that's what men do.
Mhm.
Some. I know one that does that, but we're not gonna point fingers. I know one very young man that loves this adventurous spirit. That is a pure masculinity right there, and
Mhm.
um, yeah, it really creates that attraction. That's a very strong attraction. It's like, really, you went, you jumped in a frozen lake. So, well, just an
Yes.
example. Don't reach out to a woman without a purpose. Just like, hey, what's up? That's another thing. The generic messages and generic questions. What's up? So what's
Oh
going
gosh,
on?
what are you doing?
Hi. What you doing? Like, how are you? Or HRU. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Like, like you were on the last leg.
Yeah, we have such a beautiful vocabulary, and it's really a shame that people, and especially new generations, are they are not. I think they don't even know how to talk properly nowadays. We are so used to talking in an informal way on the phone that
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful, polite, traditional way of writing is getting lost, and that is really unattractive for traditional
Mm-hmm.
slash Slavic ladies. We don't want to hear anything informal or yeah, it's especially in
Babe.
America.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you haven't met your lady yet and you're just getting to know each other, like calling her babe, and hey, it's just so you don't even know how repulsive that is.
Hmm.
If you're not really involved in her life and you have a status in it, don't call her babe. Don't call her all these cringe names.
Exactly.
Baby honey, that's how her grandmother may call her, but not you. You did not deserve that. You're not in that status yet. Plus it's just cringe.
It's
I'm
just
gonna
cheap.
talk today all complaints of all Slavic women.
Mhm. Plus, it's not rocket science that you must be calling babe and honey to every woman. That's not
Yes.
very attractive either, if you think about it.
Yes, I mean, some couples have like their saying as a language, but we are talking about red flags in early stages. Um, yeah, don't do that. Don't. And for me, one of the most awful ones that I hear also from the girls that are very weird. I talked about this before. It's remembering talking about your ex, your toxic ex, of course. How crazy and psycho she was, and that is even worse, DR. You know the answer. You don't call those names. I mean, maybe women that you are into, they're okay with that, it looks like. But, you know, we have a better, we have some better ideas of people that we want to be connected with. I think the question is,
Yeah, maybe
Not,
that's more common in Latin countries, but
mm-hmm,
if you are going for Slavic ladies, don't call these names, especially without knowing the lady very, very well and without having earned it. So yeah, I
mm-hmm,
think we are not very open, or very we are open, but we are not going to give the title to a man to call us names, or treat us any with too much familiarity, or
exactly.
very too
Mm-hmm.
soon without the man having proven himself. It takes a
Yes.
cost to be the boss, like I
Mm-hmm,
like to say, and it is really
mm-hmm,
true. Everything uh, costs something, and it requires a man to prove himself, and for the lady to really get to know this man, to feel comfortable with this kind of familiarity. This comes
mm-hmm.
later on if everything goes well, but not at the beginning. It's not very classy for us.
Yes, it's awful. And I want to read a comment. The artist saying, "No, you're wrong. A man is pessimistic because he has met wrong women, and you as a woman need to help him to change his attitude." Oh
You
my god!
reply or I reply?
I'll let you reply. I think I'm gonna go off the rails on this one.
I would like to too, but I am sorry, DR, but men set the tone of the relationship at the beginning in terms of they create the standard, the tone of something. When you are complaining about woman from the past, you are showing weakness. You might have been had bad luck, but that doesn't mean that all women are like that, and they don't have to hear that either.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read again. But yeah, a woman, that brings me to my next point. A woman is a helper, a helpmate from her man once the man have earned to be her man once again. A woman, we hate teaching when teaching men. We like maybe teaching children and other people in different topics, but definitely teaching your man on how to, be optimistic,
How to be
or
one? Teaching your man how to be a man is not on our schedule. I'm sorry.
no, it is actually really, really cringe as well. I have to say, I think I don't know any woman that enjoy teaching her man about absolutely anything, let alone being optimistic or forgetting about his ex. It's not our job, and you should set the tone of the kind of relationship that you want to have. You are the leader
Yeah.
in every way, and including the tone of a relationship at the beginning. So why starting with a pessimistic outlook, and assume that this lady has to come and wipe your mind and your pessimistic thoughts away and create a
Oh,
new version of things for you? No,
that's so
you had
touching.
to be mature enough to overcome them yourself. Maybe you are not ready for a relationship yet, but once you are, you had to start from a clear slate. It's called from a
Mm-hmm.
blank page. Yeah.
Yes, from clean slate. Yes. Yes, I think it's I'm sorry, but that's a comment, that's a pure example of what not to do is, you don't want to expect a woman to take care of you emotionally. You're not a little boy, and she doesn't have to pay for whatever experiences you had before her, because that was your choice. You chose those. A lot of men complain about low class women, but those women were your choice, and you chosen to entertain them, and this current woman has nothing to do with it, and she doesn't even need to know about it. And getting kind of tired of telling men that we really don't care about your exes, and who robbed you, who hurt you, because you're a fucking man. So learn how to act like one.
Hmm.
Man, I should be getting paid for this. and I will be. But I am usually when I work with my clients, but usually they don't have such basic misunderstanding. Men should be proud to take charge. If you feel pain from some women, go to psychiatrist, hire a coach, a
Exactly.
counselor, get over it, and then
Exactly.
come fresh, like Alinishka just said, come fresh
Yeah.
and
Never
stop.
consider a lady your psychiatrist or your therapist.
Yeah.
Please, that's going to kill all
Mm-hmm.
attraction,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's done at the beginning. Of course, we
Yes.
are talking about beginning stages.
Yes.
Once you are really established and maybe if you are already married and of course you can
Then go
share
have
your
wine.
yeah, but you can
Girl, and
share more troubles here and there, but it is so
my hair.
stupid in my opinion to do that at the
Mhm.
beginning. It's an attraction killer, like a serious attraction
Yes.
killer.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
it,
toughen
it's a
up or go
sure
to a
one.
therapist, but a certified one.
Mm-hmm.
We
It's a
have
sure one.
Veronica and me to help you. But please don't bother your lady at the beginning. If you are looking for a more traditional or Slavic
Mhm.
lady.
If you're looking for a woman that will actually respect you too, because it's hard. I'm
Yes.
sorry, all this fur. It's hard to respect a man who can handle his own life, his own situation. Who wants you to, cheer him up because I suffered. Do you think that women that you meet, she was never hurt? We're talking about dating usually like 30 plus. So you think that the woman you meet, she was never hurt? What if she starts going to her trauma? It's going to be a trauma dumping uh, session rather than having fun together. She has nothing to do. That applies to ladies too. I think that ladies should also do the same thing and give themselves time to put their mind together. And the current man or the current woman has nothing to do with your previous ones. It has more to do with you and your choices, because all these circumstances had one person in common denominator, and that common denominator is you.
Hmm.
So nobody's gonna hold your hand or wipe your tears and give you some warm tea. Nobody gonna do that because they think that you're capable of taking care of yourself rather than trauma dumping on the date.
Exactly. Yes, I love Alex comments. He says men who complain about their ex-girlfriends or ex-wives need to go to therapy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the worst. Yes. That's the worst. That's the worst. This
Mhm.
is my weak spot. It's like no, no, absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you in the last comment. Good.
Oh wow. Yes.
You
Yes, there
have
is magic.
to start fresh. Put the past
Yes.
behind.
Yes, and this is just, it's a turn off. You haven't even built this connection. You haven't even seduced this woman. You haven't even, make your wonder about you, make you excited about you. You haven't even solidify your position. And here you are, you know, women nowadays, just remember that they were your choice,
Mhm.
Remember that those people, it's so interesting. It's actually science that when we are alone with some kind of partner, they're a reflection of us, and that's why it's so hard to face it. Because
Yeah,
when you are with somebody for a year, two, three, four, five, and so on, this is just truly insane when you finish the long-term relationship and then you say, oh, she was a narcissist, or she was this, or he was that. Because people are connecting, they're similar in many ways, they're matching in many ways. So if you were matched to someone for many years and then you're coming out and telling that they were a total shite, that tells a lot about you, and that you must have something in common with them. They were your choice.
exactly. That's why it's important to be selective and to take your selection seriously. I think women we do that quite a lot, more religiously, but men are. sometimes they pick woman without thinking deeper, just based on looks or based on initial attraction. But a man should really look the kind of lady he's picking or choosing for him, because this can lead to 5 years of time loss, or
Mm-hmm.
future trauma, or having a negative view about women in general, and that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help your future lady,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't help society, doesn't help you, of course. So men should be more selective and think more before picking a partner to a lady. I don't like the
Yes.
word partner, sorry.
Yeah, and if you had, yes, and if you had bad experience, then we all had those experiences. I don't know a single person that never had at least one teachable moment, as I call them.
Mhm.
So it's our time. We have to overcome it, learn from it. But it's like sometimes people go to extent of madness with criticizing the other gender, and it's like it's. I mean, it depends on your goal. If your goal to be alone forever, then that's the way.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you guys for your comments. Alex is saying red pill often promote complaining about women.
Yeah,
Yes, they sit there. I'll let you talk, Alenочка, if you want to say something about this.
yeah. Red pill have some good points, like in terms of gender roles and some traditional views that have quite a lot of common sense, but then they take it to the extreme, and they devalue woman so bad. And some red pill men, they brag about being very masculine and cool and all of that. When you are mistreating woman, you are being very weak, because obviously this mistreatment comes from fear of failure and
Mm-hmm.
from weakness. When and to criticize, there is nothing more unmanly than criticizing a woman, even if it's your ex. Don't criticize her, because it comes off as weak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should have overcome this. You should realize that it was probably a combination of things, a little bit of your fault too. And even if not, it's just not a gentleman thing to do, to talk bad about women in general. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah, and
it
this
doesn't
is not
help.
really. Mhm.
Mhm. And then again, when men sit down, they complain about the names, they call women names, and I'm asking myself, well, you are complaining about women that you are reaching out. Why are you choosing these women? Like, what does it say about you that you are choosing? There are all kinds of women.
Mhm.
There are women who are world famous. There are women that are extremely um talented, that have high standards. There are women that you can never even reach if you wanted to. You have to go through their, I don't know, manager to reach them. Like, there are so many people, there are so many women that have high standards in life. Why do you focus when you have your discussions? Why you always bring the bottom of the barrel, the lowest morality women that you actually create by teaching men how to use women and leave them after you use them? So it's like you don't offer solution. You don't offer you offer men to run around and use as many women as possible. So you are part of the problem, by the way. You are not part of solution.
Which
Yes.
is not being solution oriented, is also a very non-masculine trait. Being a victim, which the red pill community is such a victim ideology, like men are victims, which couldn't be far from the truth. And that again is so not masculine. It's really cringe as well.
Yeah.
So please don't go like
You.
that with any Slavic lady. And I got some men that were kind of proud of being red pill, and they thought that that is attractive for Slavic women, or for traditional women, but it couldn't be less attractive.
Yeah.
And I hope these men don't know very well what red pill is, because
Mhm.
it is about degrading women. So this comes because obviously these men have been hurt, and instead of getting toughen up and getting over it, Yeah, they degrade all women in the world, including their mothers or every woman basically. So it is
Yes.
really it's sad, honestly. It's sad.
They have been heard, and now we have to know about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know why. And another thing is for me, I'm just gonna say a man who's indulging into the internet, that's a major red flag.
Oh yeah.
Most men, truly men that are making big things happen, that are strategizing, that creates in future, creates in life. They are not there on the internet, joining movements, getting microphones and with nothing substantial to say and get in the women's business. No. Yes, I understand that there are some people who are talented, who really have a talent to create movements and have life changing information. But usually, those people have a full life, or they had a full life before, so they really have a lot of wisdom and they can teach. But most of these men, they all they can afford is a mic, and to just they try to find the most eye-catching things, but they really don't offer value because men, uh, truly men who are building businesses, they don't have even idea about that. They may have heard something, but they are thinking about their life, what they are going to do. So that's a red flag. We have a question here. Hello, Terry. Good to see you, darling. Thank you for stopping by. We have a question from Apollo, and he's saying, what are your feelings about the Ukrainian woman posting photos of herself on social media? Wouldn't be a red flag, or is it totally acceptable in Slavic culture? Well, we're talking about men today, but I'll give you a short answer. It depends on photos. What are those photos? What do those photos portray? As they shown her in her natural environment, as they shown her very nice outfits, or are they kind of very postured and provocative, depending on the context of the photos.
Of course. An image
Mhm.
says more than 1,000 words. So I think we all know the difference, and we cannot feel what's the purpose of um, pictures. Even if it's a bikini picture, for example, it can be in a context that is not
Mhm.
uh, screaming for attention from men, or it can be completely, uh, it can come off like that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it all depends.
Yeah, the better question to ask is, what are you doing at that page?
Yes, do tell us.
You seem to like it, so that's important. Yeah. So, do we have anything else, my darling? We talked about all kinds of things. Um,
um, yeah, I was reading some more questions, but yeah, it's
we don't really have very many.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that in general it's just disappointing when you're talking to a man and he doesn't have a plan, he doesn't have a vision. He's just basically bothering you and taking your time and not taking the initiative. That's my main things. He send you
Mhm.
weird photos, so instead of sending you something of substance, something interesting, something that can make you smile, uh being a gentleman and courting and just showing, just giving that beautiful, creating that beautiful atmosphere. What
Yes.
else had we touched on?
Well, some men are also obsessed with not being um, used for money, that for any
Oh
new lady that
yes.
they meet, they want to make sure that they don't invest too much in them,
Yeah.
or they don't invite them for dinner just in case, god forbid, they lose the dinner investment. And very petty things like that. This is definitely doesn't fly with any Slavic lady.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you are so scared of losing a dinner investment, you might have to
You need a
reassess your
job.
financial situation. Exactly, you said it more more bluntly, but yeah, it's please don't be obsessed with women trying to get your money. Get over the fact that ladies, we like successful men. of course, this says a lot about your character, by the way. It's a lot less superficial if you think about it than a man that just want a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
woman, because
Mm-hmm.
it takes something to be successful, and it requires a lot of very good qualities like discipline and intelligence and
Mm-hmm.
organization and so on. So please don't be too obsessed with women trying to use you for your money and all of, don't cry about it. It's again
Especially if you
another,
don't have any.
especially if you don't have much, which is
Just
you
chill.
often the case. I
Mm-hmm.
see that a lot, but yeah, it's whether you have it or not. Just please don't be obsessed with that. That's another um, weakness, way of seeing life and things.
Mm-hmm.
As
Being a
ladies, with
victim.
it
Being
is
a victim. Mm-hmm.
exactly, it's part of being a victim and being yeah, like not manly, not uh, having fear, and that's all of these things come inside the fact that men shouldn't have so many fears. That's one of the least attractive things, when a man is so fearful for everything,
Mm-hmm.
so scared
Fearful
of
and
changing
scared.
cities or
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know, even privileges like getting married. Many men have a lot of fear of that just because they heard that women are evil and this and that. It's like a person that hears a very unhealthy person that um, you know, don't go to the gym because it's not look at my results. You don't stop going to the gym. It's how you make it, like, sorry, I don't know if I'm making sense, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot really because there are bad cases in life. You could always find bad cases
Yeah.
and things that go wrong in every aspect of life, but don't use that as an excuse to be fearful. That is,
Yes.
I think, is the number one more unattractive um, thing for Slavic ladies, or traditional ladies, a fearful man.
Yes. 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 We
Mhm.
can wrap it up with this. It's so true. Make sure, it's so embarrassing that a woman have more ambition than you do. So,
Yeah,
leave her alone was, complaining about the circumstance, the economy. A lot of modern women that lives nowadays, they're very entrepreneurial, they're very abundant. They have ways, they figuring things out. Don't be make sure that you're more ambitious than a woman you are trying to attract into your life, because I can tell you that there is nothing more disappointing than when you have more ambitions than the man you're with, and when he's discouraging you of doing things, right? And don't appear as a victim and just change
oh
that
no,
mindset, regardless, because no woman will feel safe in the arms of a victim, whether it's political, whether it's, you're worrying about your ethnicity, you're worrying about, oh, it's unfair, or you're worrying about your salary, your height, your weight, like whatever it is, just get out of the victim mode.
yeah,
you know no woman is dreaming, yeah, I can't wait to meet this man, and he'll be complaining about everything and how unfair life has been, but I showed up and changed him. I just can't wait to fall asleep and meet him in the real life. Confidence is a muscle, and men are really good. Look at the men who literally look just slightly better than a monkey, and they date they date most beautiful women. That's actually a classic joke in Slavic cultures, and all men has to be is a little bit more handsome than a monkey, but very driven and successful, and he needs to
manly,
strive. Yes,
masculine. Yeah.
manly. Yes. So don't worry about your beauty routine.
Oh no, and don't send selfies, please. We don't care. Um, yeah, I was going to say something and it went out of my mind. Sorry, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Successful man means different things to different women. We're not gonna get stuck on this. It,
Hmm.
it, it depends. If you courting Melania Trump, then Donald Trump level would be a successful man. But if you courting a woman that may be different, still, has a different made it to a different point or don't have such high ambition, it's just, you have to be a match to what you want. Most people don't get what they want because they are not a match of what they want, and that's why they're stuck in forever cycle, because what they want don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's as simple as that. We are reflections of each other, and it's hard sometimes to accept, when we mirroring each other, and sometimes when you keep getting the same, it's like you have to change yourself because before you can ask for upgrade.
Exactly.
Yes. Man, I didn't want it to make it so deep and so long, but it's always the case. So if you guys just join in, you can watch from the beginning. We went into a lot of different things, but basically, the red flags is, when man doesn't really take pride in being a man and being a leader and being in big things and small things.
Exactly. It's all about masculinity, essentially. Um, Everything that is the opposite of being masculine is the worst you can be if you want to attract a Slavic lady or a
Hmm.
traditional lady of even any country
Hmm. Hmm.
that is going to want a man, a masculine man, um, and wants to respect this man.
Yes, I think that I just want to end with this. I think that classy women in general and Slavic women in particular just have higher expectations for things, and they're not shy to say they don't compromise because our fathers were like this, our grandfathers were like this. We
Hmm.
don't feel that we want to care about to give you care and support and all the nurturing things, but we don't want to do them the leading work for you. We don't want to do the hard work for you. We don't want to do the heavy lifting for you or even share it. We want you to give us the right to be light and feminine, and so we can
Yes.
give you the best,
And please
you
don't
know
ever call a lady or mention to a lady that you like or love
a
strong women.
strong independent woman. Yeah, that's another video.
Yes. Because many men very proudly mention that they love a strong woman and they are looking for a strong woman, or they are so proud of their strong woman. And yeah, of course, it's something to be proud of, even if you're
Mhm.
to have strong character. But it nevertheless is still a turn off for any feminine Slavic lady, right? It's not our job to be strong. We don't want
Mhm.
to be strong. We want to feel safe next to a strong man. So,
Yes, my darling, I had to do a little something.
oh, sorry.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah.
no, you're 100% correct. Yes, you're
Hmm.
100% correct.
Hmm.
Some people, they just, they didn't even overgrow the elementary school, so
Yes.
then it's sad.
Hmm.
It's sad. Hello to Poland. Yes, guys. So I hope you enjoyed our conversations. It's not like we are trying to necessarily make some breakthrough observations, but I think that we are losing art of communication. We are losing the art of common sense. We are losing the art of connection, and a lot of people who reach out to me really struggle. I know that I need to make some kind of course for communication where, when you reach out to a woman, she will respond to you. You know a woman can get 10 messages to 20 messages from different men. You can learn how to write your one message that will make you respond to you.
Hmm. And
How
please
to.
be classy. It's all about politeness and be
Mhm.
classy. Just imagine we are back in our grandparents' times and everybody is polite to each other. and they keep impolite things to themselves, if anything. But be
Mm-hmm.
cautious and be classy. That's every Slavic lady and feminine woman like that.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
Yes, and for ladies who watching me, maybe you're not Slavic, maybe you're from other cultures and more traditional, or maybe even more progressive. This channel is for you as well. If if you want to turn your life around, if you're tired of doing everything for everyone, if you're tired to put yourself, in the back seat, if you're tired that, you don't have any gentlemen in your life, nobody's opening the doors, you don't have that special treatment from men, you can learn some things because I think it elevates men when they know that people expecting from them, they are looking up to them. I think it's a when you drop standards, the whole society just falls apart. I can really see it here in US, especially where I live. Like people just very very casual, but they drop all the standards, and and they becoming they can start living very dull life, and then it's a vicious cycle. I think that you can change your life at any point in your life. You can start taking care of you like as if you are important, start speaking with respect to your own self. um Life can
Yes.
really change, when you say that there are no good women, but you come on the website or in a personal communication, and you're like, hey, what's up? Or like, so what's up, like, how are you? You just have such a low effort, and you given a chance and you seem to ruin it. That maybe sometimes you have to get education.
Yeah. I think that's a problem here actually. That yeah, it's we have normalized so much this kind of way of talking that the new generations are being born and raised just hearing this kind of talk, and it's a big charm killer.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Learn
Thank
some
you.
languages. Yes,
Mhm.
thanks,
Yes.
Jason, for posting
Yes, thank you so much.
Alina's side. Yeah, it's traditional courting. It's
You
COURTING.
exactly.
But we got the
Thank
message.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, for
Thank
everybody that
you.
doesn't know, I have a matchmaking agency for people with traditional values only. So only masculine gentlemen and feminine ladies that have meaningful and intentional ideas about dating, and it's a tailor-made service, and we bet very well everybody has good old values and traditional values. So for everybody interested in it, they can go to
Hmm.
our website. It's called traditionalcourting.com.
Yes, check it out. And, maybe you want to try something new, something different. You can schedule a call with Alina.
Mhm.
And if you want to reach out for some questions, you can write them under the video because we're about to finish. It's like we are dark into the night here, so we're about to finish up. But you can comment under the video. Some of my live videos, some of my coaching live videos are gonna be saved on my Patreon, so you might as well take some notes if you really want to do better. No matter who you're dating, but the way we treat people, that's the kind of people we attract. So if you want to have classier women in your life, you can learn a lot on this channel. I'm very passionate about this because I believe that we live once, and you want to live a life that is worth of living, worth of remembering, and not just some low standard life with no satisfaction, no special things, like every day is like a day before. It takes the same effort to live a great life and a shitty life. It takes the same effort, to put a nice dress, and I put a crap on and I put an ugly one. It's same amount of time, I promise you. So this channel is
Exactly.
about logic, high standards, common sense, and communication. And I want everybody have a hope in friendship and love with family. because we all on this journey, we're all learning, and it's not an easy one. And yeah, I really love that we can have lives and hear your connections. And I'm working hard to revive the channel, so your comments, your shares are much appreciated. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee or a glass of wine at this point,
After this
actually,
topic, maybe
yes.
a glass of
uh,
wine.
yes, or cup of whiskey. Jason can drop you. Will drop a link, and I wanna thank Terry. Terry, darlings, thank you so much for subscribing to my coffee site. I really appreciate you. Thank you. You can actually write messages there. You can make like one-time support, monthly support. You can write a message. Like if you have a question and you need a short answer, I will be glad to help you. Um,
Thank you,
thank you, Lord.
everybody. You
Yes.
you have an amazing community, Veronica. Everybody's so
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, most of the time. Yes, a lot of wonderful people. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is in Scotland. Hello, darling. Thank you for tuning in. Unfortunately, after betrayal, I experienced my relationship. I'm not afraid to enter. Yeah, well, it takes time to recover. I completely understand. Takes time to recover, and we can talk about it in maybe another video. We can just talk the whole sessions because we can use some inspiration. It is most painful thing. I completely agree with you. And yeah, if some of you sometimes want to come up and share your story or something like that, you're welcome to do that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so my dear friends, thank you so much for joining. I do have to go. It's always longer than we planned. We do have to go, Alinочка as well. Um, thank you, and please write your thoughts, ideas, and yeah, let's talk about, maybe one of the videos will talk about how to trust again, how to just, there are millions of videos about it, but there is always place for one more. Yes. Alinочka, would
Yes.
you like to wrap it up from your side? Do you have anything to say?
No, I just wanted to make everybody just aim to have an amazing life. Why having a mediocre life with a mediocre relationship if you can make it amazing? So be polite, be classy,
Mm-hmm.
select ladies well, and treat them very very well. Don't pour any negativity or any negative experience on them or any fear you have on them. Just have a great relationship with a
Mm-hmm.
very high quality lady, and it's all in
Mm-hmm.
your hands. So yeah, keep it
Give
classy, have a
yourself.
classy life and a
Yes.
classy relationship. Who wouldn't want that? And
Mm-hmm.
it's, as Veronica said, it's free. Or if you need therapy, if you need help with matchmaking, you can come with Veronica and I. But other than that, it doesn't really cost a thing to be polite and to keep it classy. And
Mm-hmm.
we women are very reflective of whatever is given to us. So if you want a lady to be classy, first speak well, and second treat her in a polite, classy manner so that she can be herself and classy and polite back to you. Because as a man, you are the leader, also in relationships.
Yes.
So
Yes. Absolutely.
have
Yeah,
high standards for your life.
if you want to change, yeah, if you want to change your, people who are around you, and you can change the way you communicate to them. That's number one. And I know it's difficult. I know sometimes we have triggers, and that's why we're having these conversations. If one person will feel a bit better after this, it's all worth it.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
all worth it. And Lord Grass is saying, I would love to talk about it, but I don't feel confident enough to speak English yet. Well, if you're from Poland, you can speak Polish, because I speak Ukrainian. I also speak West Ukrainian, the West dialect as well as East dialect. I speak all of them. So, yeah, if you, well, Polish and Ukrainian are close enough, but I understand that it's sometimes a bit nerve wracking, but yeah, it's not that bad. Um,
We
but
won't
if you
judge
have,
for that.
yes, if you have just one, if you just have a message or a story, you can try to do your best. You can even send it to me. I don't know, Jason, could you drop my email and my coffee site again, please, if you can? Uh, I'm not sharing my Instagram right now because I haven't done on Veronica Life Talks page anything, but once I start doing it, I will share it. Actually, you can find it on Instagram by same name that the YouTube channel with my name. So if you want to subscribe for the Instagram, you can message me there as well. All right, my dear friends, we can really talk all night, and maybe one day we can have a very long life, but maybe we can watch some stuff together or do something. But I think we had enough for today. Thank you so much, Alinочка. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, please share your thoughts, your experiences. Maybe you disagree with something. As long as you're respectful, I would love to hear from you. All right. Have a beautiful night, my dear friends, and we will see you very soon. All right. Have a good evening, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Wait.